At first, you might be a little bit confused as to what the title means. On first glance, the title, if you fall off, you should be at a disadvantage, but I feel like give me a couple of minutes, I can change your perspective on this. Let me give you a scenario. So you want to go to the gym, you start off going to the gym, you want to get your physique that you want, or you want to hit like 250 kg in your deadlifts. So for the first year, you go to the gym 3-4 days a week, you're consistent, you're going every day, you're motivated, you're disciplined. But then slowly it just falls off, like an event happens in your life, you started to become less consistent, and then a couple of months later you found yourself barely going once a week. If this sounds like you, I've been in a similar situation, and I'm going to give you the kind of tips that I used on the mindset that I saw and the mindsets that I implemented to kind of help me out of that rut, if you will. But I'm going to describe why it's not necessarily a rut in a minute. This rut kind of upsets and makes you feel bad about yourself, as if you try and achieve your previous heights, you struggle to get back that consistency that you once had. It causes you to fail again and again, making you increasingly frustrated with yourself. Firstly, who am I? I'm an 18-year-old who's actively pursuing self-development through the avenue of fitness. I'm interested in shonen anime, that's where I seek my inspiration from, and I'm also a student. I feel like in my years of knowledge and my research of just reading books, I'm here to provide you ways in which you can elevate these characteristics such as fitness and the way you can study and your overall well-being through these kind of videos and discussions with other people, as you can see from the other podcasts on my channel. If you're interested in this sort of stuff, like, subscribe. It's best for the both of us. I'm here to help you by showing you the mistakes I've made up until this point and how you don't make the same mistakes I did, so you can reach your destination, whether it might be getting good grades or getting that physique, that backy physique you want in a much shorter period of time. Okay, let's actually get into it. Advantages. The key advantages of falling off is that you know that you're able to actually achieve your previous heights. This is quite a pertinent idea because most people, when they actually try and pursue something, they don't have like the self-belief they can actually get to a position. But because you have actually got to that position previously, you know that you are physically capable of getting there, and that mental aspect of the fact that you know you can actually get there is way more an advantage than people that don't have the belief that they can actually get to a position. This is like an action step. Get out a journal, get out a piece of paper and write down your characteristics during that period of time where you were consistent with everything. I did this and it helped me a lot. I was like, okay, I was more disciplined. I spent less time on social media. I used my time more efficiently, more productivity. I was consuming good content. I was eating good food and I was getting out in nature. Those were the characteristics that I saw. Over time, if you look at these characteristics on a daily basis, like make it the first thing you see in the morning and the last thing you see before you go to sleep, these characteristics of yourself will become embedded in your subconscious mind. You're more likely to act within those personality traits than before, when you are not as consistent and you kind of feel like you've fallen off. Also, I recommend also finding people that you can confide in, people that are of the similar characteristics to you, so you have the same goals, you view life the same way, because they're going to understand your situation, because everyone's had the point where they've started something, they've done really well in it, and they've kind of tailed off from their point of view. Having someone to speak about as well that can understand your situation can make it a lot more motivating and makes you a lot more likely to seek or get back to the position you are, because you have someone motivating you, keeping you accountable. If you don't have anyone like that, just put your comment below. You're going to find other like-minded individuals on this channel, because that's the kind of content I make, and the people that watch my videos are of that mindset as well. As much as we like to believe we can do it by ourselves, we are social creatures, and using Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we need to have a sense of community for us to like function. This whole lone wolf thing, I'm not really a big fan of it because it's just not realistic. So finding people that are of the similar wavelength to you, that have the same goals and characteristics, will help you immensely. The second thing I kind of want to speak about is that you don't have to be perfect to make progress. The reason you feel like you've fallen off is most likely because you hold yourself to such a high standard that because you've deviated from this high degree or high standard that you've held yourself to, you feel like you're not good enough. But because you have that high standard, you're probably still doing some of the good habits, such as like maybe you exercise even once a week. Most people don't even do that anymore. So you can seek some kind of appreciation or make your morale a bit better because you understand you're doing more than what other people could do. You don't have to be perfect to make progress. Even doing like one of the habits over a consistent period of time would mean that you progress further than people around you, even though that's not what you should be focusing on. You should be focusing on developing yourself, but understanding that you're progressing more than the people around you can sometimes help. That concludes the sections I've had like pre-planned that I want to talk about. Now I'm just like gonna waffle about how I felt during the time I was just not the best. So I started this whole self-improvement thing when I was in the before the first lockdown. So I started taking the gym seriously. I started taking training seriously before the first lockdown. And then this first lockdown, I did like one workout a week. I got like kind of chubby. I got kind of fat. I lost like my whole identity as like the gym guy. And then I wasn't really happy with myself as well. Going into sixth form, didn't have the confidence that I wanted to get, but that was not the best thing. Then the second lockdown is when I kind of brought it back to what I felt like I should be, to where I felt like I should be at. That lockdown, I was training like 5-6 times a week, maybe because I had no distractions during that time and I can actually just focus on just getting stuff done. I couldn't go out, I couldn't do much about that. But I remember I have like a journal where I wrote down how I wanted to be before, during when I kind of fell off and not really consistent with the gym and meditation stuff, when I kind of fell off, and then I kept looking at that on like a daily basis and then getting myself acquainted with what I wanted to be like and consuming content that mirrors the kind of person I want to be like. So the idea that you're the average of the 5 people who spend the most time with is very true here. But if you spend the most time consuming like people, that sounds mad, consuming YouTubers or like content from people that you admire and want to be like, of course you'll adopt similar characteristics to that. But yeah, over that time I got quite consistent with my exercise and I made significant progress in my physique. As you can see from the videos, I started the YouTube channel actually during when I began getting myself back up to that previous time where I was very consistent, and you can kind of see all of that kind of stuff documented. I did a lot of challenges. But yeah, that's basically all I want to talk about. I just want to add like a little not planned side to this video and see if that actually makes a difference, if you can actually relate to what I'm saying. But that should really close off the video. Yeah, I'm done. If you are looking for a free training plan, check the link in the description below. You get like emails about progressive overload, stuff like that. And if you want to copy an 8-week plan that details everything that you need for an 8-week summer transformation, look at the link below. And yeah, thank you for watching. Take care.